part of it is drawing from the cross-cultural wisdom, awe-based wisdom, that's in every one of those power centers that I was just critiquing through history.
Uh-huh.
That they each have elements of their culture that have done this very thing. They've intervened, usually with a kind of mystical or spiritual, I'd say agnosticism almost. Karen Armstrong talks about the significance of mystical agnosticism through history and how little it's valued and how little we know about it. We know much more about the traditional religions, generally speaking, and we draw from those. But we don't scrutinize nearly enough the smaller groups who develop ways to become more present to life and to deal with their tragic circumstances in a more whole-bodied, aware way. And I would say people like Jesus, Buddha, perhaps Job, and more contemporary examples are, Gandhi and King. These are individuals, but they're certainly pockets, I would say usually in the more mystical wings of each of the great religions. And great philosophies also in ancient Rome and Greece, for example, that were questioning, the imperialism of the leaders in the majority of the culture. Socrates being a great example, being a prod on the state, challenging people to look to the meaningful things in their life, questioning, doing a deeper reflection. For me, most of these wisdom traditions come out of, first of all, a capacity for a sense of awe toward living. That basic sense and realization of one's humility, one's fragility in living, but also one's greatness, one's capacity to participate in something much more. Mm-hmm. And to work with those paradoxes, to hold those paradoxes, and actually learn to be enriched from those paradoxes, to realize that there's a great deal of richness to that kind of living. It's the whole enchilada, rather than half-baked, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And I think this is what people who have developed meditative traditions, or sometimes dancing traditions with the Sufis, from what I understand, and poetic traditions, literary traditions, the people who do great art, see it in some great films, are pointing to. They're pointing to a new way of living that is much fuller, that's more sensitive to oneself, to others. New possibilities for living, communally and individually, that could bring us untold discovery